In today's video, I'm going to share something that I've never shared with anyone also, and it's all boils down to how I started this my pig farm thing. I wanted to start this pig farm for long ago, but how to get it right was a problem for me, and particularly the finances was the problem, how to raise the money. So having gotten the money myself and then going to start it, I knew by then, because I've also worked, my family was having this backyard farm that I have also worked on it continuously, and I've gained a lot of experience. Anytime I return from school and I go home, that's the best place I like to work best. So I learned a lot from it, but unfortunately they stopped this pig farming, so there was nothing to do again. So when I started mine, I was not going to be on the farm myself, and it will be in the care of my mom. So what do? If I don't find ways to do it, that's what I thought. I don't know how you take it, but that's what I thought. If I don't find a way to do it, this farm might be mismanaged. So I have to find some way by crafting a nice story, catchy one, such that my mom will be committed to do the work very well. So I went there and I started the farm. I told her that this farm is not mine. It is actually a money I took from a friend. Yes, the guy said he'll be taking his money in a year's time. So he also told me that if I'm able to get his money for him, the farm becomes mine, whilst he also take his money at no interest. So it's a nice, and that's why I want to use it to do this pig farming thing. So I told my mom, if you really think we need to have this pig farm, the best thing is just help me. Let's pay this guy very fast. If you're able to even pay him within the 8th month, I'm sure he'll be glad to even lend us more money if that is it. So I want you to be committed to it, such that before the year ends, you're able to pay the guy, and then the farm becomes ours. For that, we don't do any accounting to anybody. And you know how, surprisingly, you know how that went. My mom was very, very committed, putting even part of her own investment into it. She put her own money to take care of these animals if I'm not able to give her money to buy the feed and a whole lot of things. So she was even putting her money just to help me hasten the process. And actually, she's a very loving mom, because she has been helping me throughout the start of this pig farming thing. And as I'm talking to you, I'm not even on the farm, she's doing it. And back to the story, what happened is she helped me, and then within a year, we were able to raise the capital, which I told her that I took from the friend. So there was time for me to repay. But one thing is, when I took the capital, after making profit, I saved from the money and then getting the profit, I realized that I spent a lot of money on feeding of the pigs. So the best thing was to get a way to minimize this feeding cost. And the idea of this mailing thing came into mind. So I quickly took the money from my mom without telling her. For her, she knows that I was going to pay the guy because I took the money from him, and it was time to repay. So her focus was that I'm going to pay the guy, and then the farm becomes ours. Yes, ours. Yeah. Unfortunately, on her part, I took this money, and then before she realized, I have brought in a mail. And the mail too, I came with another story. And the story was that as I took the money to the guy said no, he has never lended any money to a friend, and then the person paid very quickly like this. So it means there's trust, like I'm capable of doing what I'm doing. So he doesn't need the money at that time, and if there's something I wanted to do with it next, I can do it and then repay him. So I used the money to get the mail. But the truth is that the mail was already paid for with my own money, with the money from the farm. So the farm was mine, now the mail is also part of ours. But I kept telling my mom that the mail is also on credit, and it's a debt I used to finance that mail. So it means we need to also work hard to get the mail also paid, such that we get the mail plus the farm together. And it also worked again. I scammed her into believing this story, and she kept also helping me with the mailing side. Come see how my mom works like a robot in the mailing center, and then also working in the farm. So she knows she works like myself here, like the robot. She will work on the farm, then leave the farm quickly back to the mail to work there. And within about 7 months, we were also able to raise the money of the mail as well again. And you know what? Till date, I've not even told her that the thing is not mine completely. But she has also asked me. I'm sure for now she has come to convince herself that she knows it is mine, just that I'm trying to hide it. I did this because I knew if I don't do it, it's going to be a way of, it's for the family. So there will be a sort of a mismanagement, which I don't want it to happen. And if you also become too wise in the family, such that because you have started your own business, you want to isolate yourself or separate yourself from the family, it will bring a whole lot of issues in the family. So the best thing was to lie, just a mild lie, not too much, just lie small, and they believe it, and it's working. So it is the time. This is the time. I think after a year, I have to go and tell her that the mail is mine, and the farm is also completely mine. and whatever we make from it is going to be for us, the two of us as well in the family. So one thing I've also learned is that if you don't do that, there will be mismanagement, because you're not the only people in the family, there are other people. And before you realize, the proceeds from the farm has been used to take care of other members in the family, and the farm might even collapse at the time you need money to keep it going. So if you are able to tell them, because they know that it is not yours and the person will definitely come for their money, it means they have no choice but to keep their money separately and save for you. So if the person asks for his money, you quickly take it and give it to the person, and it ends the issue. I used to imagine myself that what if I had told them that if this mill was mine, this farm was mine, would I have seen this kind of seriousness she attached to this small business of mine? And the answer is no, because she would think it is ours and we manage it as a family. And there's going to be a kind of mismanagement, no records keeping, and she's not going to take any instructions. If she doesn't know, she might not even take the instructions as well. But now I'll call her and I tell her, do this on the farm. You know, this was the time to cross the other south, so release her to the board. And after crossing it, so the very day you cross it, just call me on the phone to document the date. And that is what we have been doing. So she will do it and then call me. I'm done with the second crossing or the second release to the board. So I just document the date, and then I also estimate the following day, and it will be exactly the day we get the sow to farrow. So my mom, though she's not educated, that's what we have been doing so far. It is helping, especially in terms of feeding the pigs. You can't tell her to formulate feed and then you tell her that use this kilograms of this, use kilograms of. She doesn't know about the kilograms. But one thing is, you have this bowl, something like this. Okay, so I can just say use fetch corn 2 of this, and then fetch maybe half of this as the soybean part, and then also add this amount of tablespoon. Add maybe two tablespoonfuls of salt. So that's how I've been teaching her on the farm. I use what she's used to already, the measurement. Use this cup, fetch this amount. Use this bowl, fetch this amount. Fetch this one, add this one, this month. She has actually learned the thing perfectly on the farm. So, not being a stubborn son on her part, I've not also told her that the farm is mine yet. But this year, hopefully, she'll get to know it. So I always talk about my mom. One day I will definitely bring her on one of my videos, and you get to see her and see how, especially I will make sure she's working on the farm, and then I will video her, interview her while she's working on the farm, and then you get to know why she's very, very supportive of me. I don't want to know it alone. I want you to also know. You really want to see what happens in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to it and then turn on the notification bell.